Badminton is one of the fastest sports on earth. The shuttle moves faster than your nervous system can think. That leaves almost no margin for physical error. The difference between controlling the rally and chasing it all match long comes down to 8 physical pillars. And today, we're breaking them down and ranking each one out of 10. A pro player looks like they're gliding on ice, while a club player, on the other hand, they sound like a frustrated elephant. That's because footwork isn't about running, it's about rebounding. If you take 5 steps to reach the net, you're already dead. Viktor Axelsen is 6 feet 4 inches. He shouldn't be fast, yet he covers the court in 2 steps because his split step is perfectly timed. If you don't master the split step, that little hop right as the opponent hits the ball, you are fighting gravity every time you move. So here's the steps to master badminton footwork. The split step routine. You start in your ready position. A partner drops or lightly taps a ball. The moment that ball moves, you make a small hop, land on the balls of your feet, and push hard in one direction. To make it fancy, make your partner now point left or right while you're midair. Not before, not after, midair. You land, instantly explode in that direction, reset, and repeat. Badminton-specific footwork drills. 6-point drill or T-drill. Move to one of the corners, simulate a hit, and return to the center. Depth jumps. Teaches your legs to bounce instead of sink. Agility ladder. This makes your feet talk to your brain faster. The problem is, people think a big smash comes from having big arms. Look at the pros. They aren't bodybuilders. A 300 kilometers per hour smash doesn't come from your bicep. It comes from your legs, through your core, and out through your wrist, just like a whip. A smash is a full body throwing motion. If you try to muscle it with your shoulder, you'll hit the net or get injured within a month. Tan Boon Hyung once hit a smash at 493 kilometers per hour. To put that in perspective, that's faster than a Bugatti Bolide at top speed. If you tried to hit that hard with just your bicep, your shoulder would probably exit the stadium. Without a strong chain, that energy gets lost. Your smash feels heavy to you, but floaty to your opponent. You end up with badminton elbow because your small joints are trying to do a big muscle's job. To build a cannon, follow this routine. Medicine ball rotational throws. Teaches your core to whip your shoulders around. Dumbbell pullovers. Strengthens the lats and chest to pull the racket down violently. Cable wood choppers. Forces your obliques to stabilize the explosion. Pronation drills with a racket. Builds that final snap in the motion of the swing. Banded wrist snaps. Those specifically build the finishing speed of the racket head. Power is a liquid. It has to flow from the ground to the racket without leaking out of a weak core. Badminton is the fastest racket sport in the world. The shuttle can move at 400 kilometers per hour, and rallies can last 40 shots. If your engine dies, your technique dies with it. You don't need marathon runner stamina. You need repeat sprint stamina. You need to be able to go 100% for 20 seconds, rest for 10, and do it again for an hour. Akane Yamaguchi is barely 5 feet tall, but she outlasts everyone. She is like a machine that never runs out of fuel. She can play a 90-minute match and still be sprinting in the final point. When you get tired, the first thing to go is your footwork. You start reaching instead of stepping. That's when the expensive joint sounds happen. To fix that, here's a simple routine to get things started. Interval sprints, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Mimics the rhythm of a real rally. Burpees with lateral jumps. Builds total body endurance and explosiveness. Jump rope, double unders. Improves foot speed while taxing the lungs. Court suicides, the classic way to build badminton legs. By the way, these full routines are inside the physique of a badminton player, along with reps, sets, and detailed weekly progressions so you can focus only on training. Imagine lunging for a drop shot and hearing a sound from your ankle that sounds like a dry twig snapping. That's not a sound you want to hear. In badminton, if you can't get low, you're basically a spectator with a racket. Flexibility is being able to touch your toes in your bedroom. Mobility is being able to touch your toes while lunging at full speed, and then having the strength to push back to the center before the bird hits the floor. Look at Viktor Axelsen. He's 6 feet 4 inches, but he moves like a cat on a hot tin roof. If you're stiff, you aren't just slow, you're fragile. Your knees and lower back start doing the work your hips were supposed to do. And eventually, you don't just lose the match. You lose your ability to walk upstairs without groaning. To stay expensive sound free, we need to unlock the joints. 1. 90-90 hip switches. Opens the hips so you can lunge without your pelvis screaming. Deep squat rotations. Makes your mid-back fluid for those overhead twists. 3. Ankle wall tilts. Toughens the tendons so they don't fold under pressure. 4. Cossack squats. Teaches your legs to handle weight at weird, wide angles. If you can't move through the range, you can't use your power in the range. Everyone wants to be fast, but nobody talks about how to stop. In badminton, you spend 30% of the game trying to stop your own momentum so you don't run into the net. Stopping power is eccentric strength. It's your muscles acting like shock absorbers. Without eccentric strength, your joints take the hit. This is why players get jumper's knee. Your muscles aren't catching you, so your patellar tendon has to. Do these to build your breaks. Bulgarian split squats. Take 4 seconds to go down. Feel the burn. Depth drops. Step off a box and land silently. If you make a thud, you failed. Nordic curls. Prevents your hamstrings from snapping when you lunge deep. Single leg snap downs. Jump up, land on one leg, and freeze like a statue. Badminton isn't a sprint. It's a series of 2-meter explosions. You don't need a high top speed. You need a high change of speed. This is reactive strength. It's how fast your brain can tell your muscles to go after seeing the bird. Hendra Setuan might be old in sports years, but he's efficient. He doesn't run more than he has to because his anticipation and first step reaction are elite. He's like a ghost. He's just there before the bird is. If you lack this, you'll always feel like you're chasing the game. You'll be tired after 3 rallies because you're reacting late and always hitting from a bad position. The fix? 1. Line hops. Fast feet over a line for 20 seconds. 2. Reactive sprints. Have a partner point a direction, and you explode that way instantly. 3. Pogo jumps. Keep your ankles stiff and bounce like a pogo stick. 4. Tennis ball drop. A partner throws a ball from either hand, you have to catch it before the second bounce. Badminton is a game of lies. If your opponent knows what you're doing, you've already lost. True deception is same prep, different result. Your drop shot should look exactly like your smash until the last 0.1 seconds. Lin Dan was the king of this. He would jump like he was going to break the floor with a smash, then just tap it. The opponent would be halfway to the floor while the birdie landed softly at the net. If your body tells the opponent where you are hitting by leaning or changing your swing speed early, you are playing with your cards face up. The fix. 1. Check smashes. Practice full speed swings that stop dead right before contact. 2. Wrist-only clears. Learn to hit to the back of the court without a big wind-up tell. 3. Slice drops. Learn to hit the side of the shuttle to kill the speed instantly. If your swing looks the same every time, your opponent has to guess, and guessing leads to losing. You can have the biggest chest in the world, but if your grip is weak, you'll never control the shuttle. The racket will twist in your hand on every heavy smash you try to return. Badminton is a game of fingers. You switch from a power grip to a delicate pinch grip in milliseconds. Fu Haifeng had some of the most powerful forearms in the history of the game. He didn't just hit the bird, he crushed it. Weak forearms lead to tennis elbow, which is very common in badminton. If your grip tires out in the 3rd set, your touch disappears, your net shots start going high, and your smashes lose their bite. Strengthen your controls with these. 1. Farmer's walks. Carry heavy weights to build crushing grip strength. 2. Rice bucket grabs. The secret weapon of old school pros for finger speed. 3. Towel ringing. Simple, but builds the exact twisting strength used in clears. 4. Wrist roller. For that burn that ensures your forearms never quit.